Oh, hello. Welcome to another Today's Decay, where we celebrate births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. It is July 28th, and here are all the dates that would be right. On this day in 1840, Edward Drinker Cope was born. He was a naturalist and a paleontologist who was one of the main combatants. Can you say that? I don't know. In what was called the Bone Wars, that lasted for about 20 years. A couple different scientists were like out there trying to discover as many dinosaurs as possible. How much was their science accurate versus just trying to inflate their own egos to say like I've discovered this dinosaur and that dinosaur? I don't know. But he's still a character that I'm interested in nonetheless. Marcel Duchamp, born today in 1887, very famous Dada artist, who I think it's very important to keep in mind that his probably one of his most renowned works, the urinal, or mutt, was probably actually created by the Baroness Elsa von Freytag-Lorenhoven, not him. Yeah, so I have a feeling that he's not really as influential as his name is. I'm not sure if that's because women weren't getting as much notoriety as artists back then, or he just had what was basically equaling like the right time, the right place, the right publicist, or something, like in one of those Armory shows. Yeah, to me, all roads lead back to Baroness Elsa. Wouldn't you say, pal? Yeah. What else? Laird Krieger, born today, 1913. That's why me and Louie here we're reading our photoplay copy of The Lodger, which starred Laird Krieger, directed by John Brom, and it is a Jack the Ripper story where he plays the title character, the Lodger, Jack the Ripper himself. And it was a very popular film, and it resulted in a follow-up called Hangover Square, which is basically like the continuing adventures of and everything but name. Both great films. John Brom directed both of them. Laird Krieger was a haunted personality, though, who was desperate to be like a leading romantic character, but was a heavier guy, and so wound up, was it anorexia, bulimia, one or the other. He was on crazy diets and was like going up and down in weight significantly, and both those films are the Hangover Square is at the very end of his life, so more so in that one than The Lodger. But it was shot out of sequence. So there's scenes where he is in one room walking through a door and his clothes fit, and in the next scene he walks through the other side of the door and his clothes are like hanging off of him because he's like all emaciated. He died from health related complications shortly after Hangover Square was made. Also, another film he was in with Betty Grable was I Wake Up Screaming. That's also a fun one. But The Lodger, Hangover Square, those are two of my faves. Yeah, great production value, really terrific, like London cobblestone streets, fog shrouded, gaslight, and then like sweeping camera movements. It's it's kind of got everything you could want in it to capture that atmosphere. Yeah. And in 1957, on this day, Jerry Lee Lewis debuted on the Steve Allen Show, which was really important because back then there wasn't really any way to connect with larger audiences. Radio shows were generally not syndicated across the country, so it's all regional. And this would have been the first time, or one of the first times, that Jerry Lewis winds up on television in front of like the whole world, basically. So there's some key moments there of like when does like a star become a star, and this might be one of those days for the killer himself. Yeah, not Jack the Ripper the killer, but Jerry Lee Lewis the killer. Yeah. So that's it. The whole day from us to you. Feel free to dig into any of this should you want to. It's a good day for it. July 28th, after all. Right? Right. Okay. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.